Hey, Bike, it's me, and in today's video, I'm going to look at this. This is The Legacy from 1978. It's a supernatural horror film, I think you'd describe it as, yes. It's 100 minutes long. It doesn't seem that long to me, it just goes by wonderfully. Incidentally, there are two cuts to this. The American version is 2 minutes shorter, and there were some various scenes that were changed, cut in that down 2 minutes. Just a bit of information thrown in there for you. Rotten Tomatoes give it 90%. Blooming heck. Yeah, the critics were very savage at the time, but I think now, as often is the case, some of the critics have looked at this and said, no, I think they were wrong. Yeah, that's right. Because they're quite savage in some ways with it. Now, it's written by Jimmy Sangster, Patrick Tilley, and Paul Wheeler. Jimmy Sangster we know so well. What a great writer he was with Hammer. And he does another great job in this with the aid of the other two. I tend to think he, from what I've read, was the more involved in this writing and shaping it. Now, it's directed by Richard Marquand. I think that's how you pronounce it, Marquand. Now, this is his first film that he actually directed in his career. And then notable films that stand out. Unfortunately, it's not a very big filmography, but films that do stand out were 1981, Eye of the Needle, which was Donald Sutherland, I remember, in that. It's a spy film. 1983, of course, Return of the Jedi, the Star Wars fans who... I think that's, if I'm looking at Star Wars films, I think that's actually quite good, actually. Yeah. Certainly better than some of them. It should have ended there. But anyhow, it's another day. Now, a film that I really like, and I don't know, some people don't really talk about this one, but I think it's a good one. It's 1983's Jagged Edge. It's got Glenn Close and Jeff Bridges in it, and it's a whodunit murder mystery, and you get a lot of court scenes as well, and it really keeps you guessing what is going on and the revelations. Of course, people say, "Well, that's it. Once you've seen it, that's it." But no, I enjoyed it. It doesn't matter, even though I know what's going to happen. I've seen it various times. I just enjoyed it. I thought the performances are really good. Well, that was, he directed that. Now, sadly, in 1987, he had a stroke and died. He was only age 49. Who knows what more films he would have gone on to make. But there we are. Sad, isn't it? The film was made on a budget of $2.5 million, and it did well at the box office. You know, people got word of mouth, obviously, on this, how good it was, and I think the cast as well is important that would have attracted them. And it made $11.36 million. Did well. It's a success, yeah. The music now is by Michael J. Lewis, who did the scores for Theatre of Blood, 1973, which we absolutely love Theatre of Blood. And another one film I just mentioned, The Medusa Touch, Richard Burton film, 1978. And the song that opens this up, which is Another Side of Me, is sung by Kiki D. And she's from Bradford originally, by Yorkshire lass. And she had a bit of success, didn't she? In 70s, Kiki D. Yep, she does the singing there. Filming took place January 1978 to the 23rd of March 1978. And then Bray Studios was where they did a lot of shooting, but also at Mount Olive Manor House and Loseley Park, Guildford, Surrey. I think we've come across these locations before. And yeah, that's the sort of background of some of the things that go with this movie. Now, the cast. Let's get into the cast. Catherine Ross plays Maggie. Catherine Ross, I really like her in this film. And I've liked her in a lot of films. She was in The Graduate, of course, 1967. It made her, really, didn't it? And all the awards and adulation she got in that film. It's a great film, The Graduate. It's one of my favourite films. And then, also, she's in another film that I really like, which is Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid from 1969, which is an award-winning film. Absolutely. Brilliant film, that. And it's a Western as well. Yeah. Yeah. We've got The Stepford Wives, another really good film, 1975. Voyage of the Damned. We've come across before this film. This is 1976. This is about the creation of the Jewish state Israel and the voyage of all these Jewish people. It's an amazing film. Then we've got The Swarm, 1978. And a bit later, the wonderful Donnie Darko. Yeah, 2001, she was in that. What a career she's got. And amazing. I really like her. I think she's really good. So she plays Maggie. And then we've got Sam Elliott playing Pete. We've got Sam Elliott is her husband. Yeah. And on this film is where their romance began. Yes, it develops. And in many ways, that helps the film. I think it does. I think it really does. It shows in the film. It's really good. And now, Sam Elliott was not in a very big role. He was in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid as well. So there they are. But apparently, they didn't get it together then. That was in 1969. And of course, he is in an absolutely outstanding film. And it's just so emotional. And that is Mask, 1985. Stars Cher, and he's in it, and he's great in it. It was also in Roadhouse, 1989, which is a very popular Patrick Swayze film, which I haven't seen, actually, but I know it's probably one that I should see. Also, a brilliant modern Western. In terms of filming, it's about an actual historical event and characters. Tombstone, 1993, which is very well regarded, that film. And also another one, what a record, Big Lebowski from 1998. I've nearly said, I hope I said that right. It's one of those Coen Brothers films. Again, I've not seen it. I've seen Fargo, but I'm not seeing that one. And then Hulk, 2003. He was in that. And this is interesting. He was in A Star Is Born, the 2018 version with Lady Gaga. He's in that. Yes. I think, is it Bradley Cooper? I think with Lady Gaga. Yeah, no, it's a good version. So he's good. As I say, his relationship is excellent. And we've got Roger Daltrey. Yes, the Roger Daltrey playing Clive. Who says film stars, singers can't act? He's great in this. And as I've known throughout his career, I've seen him in a lot of TV things he was in. But in terms of feature films, of course, he was in Tommy, the Who musical. This great singer. And of course, McVicker, which is a British crime drama classic, 1980. He is in that role. I mean, it's great. And he's still going, singing with the Who. Well, there's only two of them left now. What a group. What a legend. The Who, great group. And yeah, he certainly lives up to good performances when I've seen him acting. And then we've got John Standing playing Jason. He had what a career. Torture Garden, 1967. He does one of the segments of that, which is Amicus anthology film. The Eagle Has Landed, 1976. Brilliant. Michael Caine one. The Elephant Man, John Hurt, 1980. He's in that. V for Vendetta, 2006. And then, right up to date, last year, he was in The Great Escaper with Michael Caine and Glenda Jackson. Wow. Well, I mean, great. Fantastic. Then we've got another face that you think, wow, I know his face. Well, it's Charles Gray playing Carl. But another great actor. I always felt he should have had even more bigger roles. One of the early films he did was the Laurence Olivier 1960, The Entertainer. He was in You Only Live Twice, 1967, which in my opinion could well be one of the best, probably easily in the top 3 or 4 of my favourite Bond films. You Only Live Twice. He's in that. He's in The Devil Rides Out. I've just said it. Devil Rides Out. Major role. 1968. Hammer classic. All-time great horror film. He was in Cromwell. I often talk about Cromwell. He was in Diamonds Are Forever, 1971. The last Sean Connery film, which isn't so good, I'm afraid. He plays Blofeld, but it's okay, but it's not really that as good as possibly one of the weakest ones. And then he was in The Beast Must Die, 1974, which is a really good horror film as well. So that's the cast. So you're saying to yourself, what's this film about? Then get on with it. Well, it starts with Maggie and Pedes, which is, of course, Catherine Ross and Sam Elliott. They're in Los Angeles, and they get this invite. They're interior designers to come over to England and do some unspecified work for an anonymous client. And they decide to come over, and they come over, but when they're over here, they're on these country roads, they're on a bike, they run into this Rolls Royce, there's like an accident, and the driver and the man who's Jason, he's called, invites them into the car and says, oh, come to my house, my estate, come along and, have tea and stay with us, and, well, they say, oh, well, we'll just he said, oh, we'll sort it all out, the bike and all that, so they go along and they get in this house, and you're already wondering, well, this house it's a bit interesting, isn't it? And then we see a helicopter arrive, and there's more people, and we get 5 people that turn up, and these people that are really hares, and they are coming back. They've been invited, someone back, and they all are kind of notorious people. They've got various things in their lives which have been there, and they're obliged to come back and see Jason, and we get the story really starts about. What I liked about this story is it's a horror story, but the way it just unravels, gives you bits and pieces as it goes on, and you start to get the wider picture, and we know we're getting a supernatural, occult story, satanic, really, and it's wonderful. The director, he does a great job. And there's some great scenes in it, and the editing is fantastic. There's one scene where they are trying to escape. They get in the car, And it's one of these things, whatever way they go, whatever way, they always end back at the house, whatever roads they take. Oh, it's a great scene. I love that. And the way it's edited and put in, directed is just amazing. It really is. This is a great film. I'm so pleased I've got it in my collection. I picked it up at CEX, and it's a special edition. I'll just show you in a minute now. I'll show you now. Here it is. Yep, there it is. And of course, I've got the booklet in here. Yeah, I got it. So I'm really pleased with that. This is a great film. It really is. Look, there's Roger Daltrey there. And Catherine Ross. Yeah, look. Amazing. This is great. I highly recommend it. If you've not seen The Legacy, see it. Some people might not like it. They'll point all sorts of things at it. Don't take any notice. This is a good film. It is. I enjoyed it anyhow. I loved it. And I'm really happy I'll watch it again. Yeah, fantastic. And great extras as well on here. Some great extras. And that's it. So, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And we'll let you know when I put out all these videos. And also have a look at the playlist. See what else I do. And think, oh yeah, maybe not. And if you like this video, give it a like. Get it out to YouTube and algorithms and all that. And then, you know, if you got any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read your comments, see what you have to say. And it all costs note. You can't say fairer than that. So, all I gotta say is, I'll see thee again.